Here to introduce our first match is Jason Lederfine. He's up on the wrestling.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Battle at Liberty. Tonight's officials, Neil Collins and Paul Krause. Our first match is the Army West Point Black Knights, their head coach Kevin Ward versus the Campbell Fighting Camels, head coach Scotty Sentes. We're live on UFC Fight Pass, CFFC Match Day. Introducing first at 157 pounds, representing Campbell, Chris Earnest. And his opponent representing the Army, Nate Lukez.
See Nate Lukez, one of the captains for Army, a senior from Gibsonia, Pennsylvania, Pine Ridgeland High School. Second season as a starter, 20-14 record a year ago. David, who's going to be the first guy that gets that three-point takedown?
It's going to be interesting to see 3 points go up for a takedown. I think it's interesting. You get this first match of the season. You know, you're just making weight for the first time. You're just kind of first time those 2-hour weigh-ins for these guys, and you can really see in the first minute of the match kind of who's going to take control of the center. You know, and I think that's something that right now these guys are kind of fighting the hand control. We saw a duck under attempt. Nice leg attack. He has his feet up off the ground here. Isolate. In these finishes, you want to get above the knee, right? When you're below the knee, the guy can really keep you away, like he's doing right now, doing a good job keeping him away.
Lukez with that single leg, staying patient, and there it is, the three-point takedown. Nate Lukez for the Black Knights.
It's a good adjustment. I think sometimes you get up there, you know, it's a drilling habit thing, and you panic, you step backwards. And a lot of times, as you're driving to your feet, you want to get that second hand above the knee, closes the distance, and you get that takedown. It's a good adjustment.
3-0 score. And now as they wrestle on the edge, it's an escape for Earnest. He's on the board. The Campbell wrestler now 3-1. Thoughts on the three-point takedown?
We'll see. You know, I think as we get moving forward, you know, we'll see how it kind of really affects the outcome of the match. I think people are excited to see more points on the board. I don't necessarily think more points on the board is always a reward for activity, but I do think it's going to change up the activity level, if that makes sense.
Lukez once again, similar position to where he scored his first takedown, again with a single leg. And there is the second takedown. Another new rule, David, is there is no reaction time on that touch. Similar, you know, you'd see that with the slide by. That is no longer the case. And I think that's good, makes it a little bit more understandable for the fans, takes away some of that confusion.
I think so. You know, I think the other one is kind of going back to like a traditional stall on top. So every time you drop down to the ankle, it's a count right away. And we saw that right there. So these right here in this first period, you know, these ride outs with a minute left in the period are huge. You know, one thing you always want to do as an athlete is you want to finish the period on top. That's huge. That means you scored the last action. But this has been a really good period here. You know, he's got 2 takedowns, but this is the second time he's kind of trying to follow in a scramble. And if we get a reversal here, it's going to really change the outcome of this first period. Trying to square up.
And he gets it. They're wrestling neutral inside of 10 seconds. So it's a 6-2 match with the 2 escapes. And you're right, those are those critical things. Find a way to win those 20 seconds. Get the escape. Finish those periods on top. The point save, point earn mentality. Every single second. Final seconds here in the first.
It just changes the momentum a little bit. You know, when you're going into the second period up 6-1 with 2 takedowns versus 6-2, this first 30 seconds of this period will be really big here. I think a lot of times you can tell if a guy's going to get a ride out in the first 30 seconds of the period. And a lot of times it's within the first 10 seconds of every whistle start. So every whistle start, you can see, as a top wrestler, if you're focused on a mat return, you can ride him, right? Right here, first 10 seconds is a good job. Now he's in a good riding position. So every time a whistle starts, you want to think about that first 10 seconds. A lot of times that has the outcome on an escape or
And now he sucks him back.
One count.
He's going to work on top.
Doing a really good job. No near fall. He just missed out as far as near fall scoring. Now a 3-point near fall. We have 2-point near falls, 3-point near falls, and 4-point near falls. 2, 3, and 4 seconds, but doing a really good job, David. And when you're good in that top position, that's the neutralizer. It gets you back into a match after trailing 6-2 after the first.
It's big. It's a confidence booster. First period, Earnest got taken down 2 times, but gets the escape, right? The period he had given up riding time, but now he's getting riding time back, and he's active on top. These new back point rules, having 2 count, 2 points, 3 count, 3 points, 4 count, 4. That's a huge reward to being active on top, and you can neutralize a significant amount of wrestling by getting these turns. So obviously, right now the movement is we want action on the mat, and right now Earnest is working really hard to get a turn. He hasn't quite got one yet.
Been able to ride him for the first minute 10 here in this second period. Earnest, he's a true freshman from Wadsworth, Ohio. As a junior, won an Ohio State title, beating his now teammate Winton Denkins. Was a runner-up last year as a senior, but I'm really impressed just in high school last year how good he is on top.
Yeah, he's doing a good job. He's working hard. He did a good adjustment, on this trailer position. You want to get your elbow in the middle of the back, get a little more leverage right here. So if he can get his elbow in the middle of the back and kind of think about doing a curl, then he can punch his armbar in.
Short time, 15 ticks in this second chapter. First match at 157 pounds. Doubleheader tonight. They're at Fort Liberty, kicking off this college wrestling season. And Chris Earnest rides Lukez the entire second period. And we'll go to the third.
I wouldn't be surprised if he takes top here. Going neutral.
No surprise there, but Lukez scored 2 takedowns in that first period. Quick shot there off the whistle. He's deep on a single. That waterfall position. Going to put him on a hip. And now if you're Earnest, trying to cut the corner.
If he can step over his back foot like he's doing, getting his foot over now, if he's trying to work over his opponent's head, and getting his head up, that's the right decision. Now he almost wants to start sitting back towards his back, towards his butt, and rotating in.
Funky position. A lot of pressure. Time ticking away. We're down to 1:10 here in this third. See the flexibility from Earnest. His older brother Jordan wrestled at Ohio University. Earnest's favorite athlete, Jason Nolf.
It's an exciting wrestler. If you're going to go wrestle after somebody, Jason Nolf's one of the most electric wrestlers we've seen in college wrestling. So that's a good person to want to wrestle after.
Ooh, good level change.
Good job. Got to chase it, get above his knee. Similar position. Got to get above the knee, below the knees. A lot of scrambling that happens there.
A lot of pressure on that right knee.
Rolled his head out, stepped over the foot, get weight. He's got to get under his arms. Get under his arms. It's a takedown.
And he's got riding time at 38. There's the takedown.
A right out here ties the match up.
6-5 match. Earnest with riding time at 47 seconds. 27 seconds to go in the match. He'll need the ride out to force sudden victory.
Here, I think with 20 seconds left, you're riding the guy out. You're going to go to overtime, but a turn wins it, and you are really good on top from what we've seen so far.
Doing a nice job there, David. Good man awareness right there on the edge.
A lot of time here with just keeping a foot in bounds. That's an extra 5, 6, 7 seconds every time you're on the edge, and that adds up as matches go on. Gets the ride out. We're going to overtime. First
what
match.
A great way to start it, David. Yeah. We're on Fight Pass, 6-6 to sudden victory. In this match, Lukez has had 2 takedowns. Earnest the 1. 2 minutes, sudden victory.
So Earnest has had a lot of success, in the scramble positions. Oh, nice run around. Not return for a takedown.
And the true freshman from Wadsworth, Ohio, picks up his first victory in that Campbell singlet. What a match for Chris Earnest. He wins it 9-6. Incredible action.